Is our sign language interpreter. Her name is Anne Wangeshi. Now let's move over to Mombasa, and we're at the Alliance and it's at the Alliance Française, where Anne is speaking with members of the Boxing Kenya Federation. And this is where the Mombasa County Boxing Association has partnered with Alliance Française, which is the French, cultural center in Kenya. And this is to support grassroots boxing. And so Anne's going to be speaking with, Lucas Malco, who's the director, Alliance Française, and Mombasa County Boxing Association, and BFK officials who are there. Over to you, Anne. Give us an update, and let's get the real feel of Ndondi mashinani.
Good morning to you, to Daniel Wahome, back at Broadcasting House, and I'm coming live to you from Alliance Française in Nyali sub-county in Mombasa County. And today we're privileged to be here when they will be launching the beginning of the training of the referees, the coaches and judges in the boxing sport. And I'm here with the stakeholders who are going to tell us about the training and what they've been doing in the boxing arena, especially now that there's going to be a launch, there's going to be a league next month. So this session of the training begins today and ends on the 22nd of this month. So right now I'll be joined by the French representative, because this is a collaboration between the French Embassy and Mombasa County Boxing Association, that they have organized this training today. So welcome on set, Bwana Lucas, so that you can tell us exactly what is happening here today and tell us about the collaboration that you're having with the sports arena in Mombasa.
Okay, so today the training is part of Ndondi mashinani. Ndondi mashinani is a program, is a sports cooperation program between France and Kenya that the Alliance Française has launched with the support of the French Embassy and Mombasa County Boxing Association. Kenya and France, two big sporting nations. We wanted, France was hosting the Olympic Games in Paris in July last year. So we wanted to continue the legacy and find a way to work together, bring sportsmen from France, from Kenya, and trying to boost boxing in Mombasa, because we are sure that supporting sport will bring a lot to the community, and that's why we have this training competition. We also have boxers from France, physical trainer will come and train the elite boxers in Mombasa, and many activities also in school to develop also boxing in schools.
So how has this collaboration improved the cultural ties between Kenya and French?
We've been working, the Alliance, we've been working in Mombasa for 50 years. Actually, on Saturday, we are celebrating our Golden Jubilee, 50 years of presence in Mombasa. So we are mainly a language school, cultural center, but the embassy has a long history of collaboration with the coastal counties. When it comes to sport, also, the French embassy has worked a lot in terms of athletics. They have opened a center for training in Eton. So it's another project. So we are starting now, and then we are aiming at a 6-month program, donation of equipment also to equip the different clubs in Mombasa. So I'm sure the impact will be huge to support boxing in Mombasa, sorry.
Maybe you could tell us more about the Ndondi mashinani, your collaboration with the Mombasa County Boxing Association.
I think Coach Chris will tell more about the program, but then there are different components. Training for coaches and referee, because at the end, the coach are the one who go in the community, so they need to be trained. So training for coaches and referees starting today. We have, as I said, a camp with professional boxers from France, physical trainers, early July. We have the National League. Also, Alliance Française will be hosting the National League from the 17th to 19th of July. That's the main event. But we also have, throughout the year until November, we also have coaches going to school, going to jail also to promote boxing, especially for kids, women also, because boxing is not only for men, it's also for women, to increase the number of participants and the number of boxers. And also, one of the targets also is to have boxers from Mombasa at the next Olympic Games or the Olympic Games in 6 years' time in Australia, in Brisbane.
So how many months is this program running?
The program is starting now and will last in November 2025. So it's a 6-month program, but after that we are considering other options and to bring also other stakeholders on board, the private sector, to continue what we are implementing now with the French Embassy and Mombasa County Boxing Association.
So what future plans do you have for the Boxing Association in Mombasa?
At the end, they are the specialists. We are specialists of language and culture. They are the specialists. So the idea is to bring at a modest scale, like a bit of input, a bit of expertise, because France has a long expertise when it comes to promoting sports. And then after, they will, I'm sure they will take it forward, and it will be a success.
Thank you very much. Maybe we could have Crispin on set. You could tell us you can start with both your names and your position, and then tell us about the collaboration that you're having with Alliance about the boxing.
Yeah, my name is Crispin Peter Onyango. I am the Secretary General of Mombasa County Boxing Association. I'm also the Federation of Kenya. Ndondi mashinani. Based on nurturing talents from the grassroots, we have identified, because Mombasa County has a long history of producing champions, but of late the boxing has declined because of some small issues with lack of equipment and so on. So I talked to Mr. Lucas here, and we tried to figure out what can be done so that boxing can back come to the normal level. Then we identify that our clubs don't have equipment. So the French embassy has assisted Mombasa County Boxing Club with equipment. We bought equipment. And then we are having the school outreach program, which will start immediately after the training. And, what we are trying to do is to take boxing. We are trying to take boxing to the doorsteps of each individual. So we are trying to talk to the guys about boxing. People have linked boxing with all the negatives. People do believe that boxing is a thug sport. So we are trying to talk to them. It's a sport that it's just a sport like any other sports. It's a good sport. So our main aim is to nurture these talents and at least have a representation in future Olympics. Yes.
There's a boxing for women, the women boxing. So what are you running in the program for women to be able to be in the boxing?
Yeah, we have, in fact, in our program, in the Ndondi Mashinani program, we have, it's an inclusive program. We really insisted on inclusivity. We have women. In fact, even the equipment, we have identified 12 ladies in Mombasa who at least are performing right now. We have brought equipment that will distribute to the 12 ladies. And then in our camp, in our next month camp, we will have the ladies. We will try to talk to them so that they can go and spread the gospel about boxing to other ladies, because in Mombasa many ladies don't like boxing. They think maybe it's men's sports. So we'll talk to them so that at least they spread that gospel.
You're having the league next month. Tell us about the league and the prize money that you'll be giving to the winners.
Yeah, we're having the league. We are having the league which will be hosted right here at the Alliance Française, and we are still talking about the prize money, but I think it will just be a small token. We cannot give it a big name like prize money, because it will just be a small token like 3,000 or 4,000 or something, depending on how we'll agree. But the league will be here. Yes.
You've talked about the challenges that you continue to face. Maybe despite the challenges that you're facing, maybe you could tell us the programs that you have for the boxers in Mombasa, so that they can be at the top league up there. They can represent Mombasa and the region at large. Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, I think we have a selection. Our selection will be on 4th of next month, whereas we'll select the best boxer that will represent us in the national league. Those best boxers, we'll try to put them together. We'll try to nurture them. That's why we brought other trainers from France. It's at least it's good to get knowledge from different coaches. At least we know where we are not getting things right. So our boxers that will be in the camp, we'll try to talk to them. We'll try to keep them so that in future they'll represent our country.
What's your call to the Mombasa residents now that boxing is saying not many people join it, they think it is a thug sport? What is your call to them?
I think what I can tell it's hii ni mwamko mpya. They should come join boxing. Boxing is a good sport. It's just a sport like any other sports. Let them come and we'll train together.
So when are we having the league, the dates, and where?
The league will be on 17th, 18th, and 19th of July 2025. Yeah.
What should we expect?
Okay, because, as Mombasa County, because we'll be the host, we'll be having two teams, Team A and B. So I think we'll carry the day. Yes.
Thank you very much. Maybe we can also have our representatives from the chair, referees, and judges committee. You could begin with your names, and then you tell us about the level of training that you've been given the match officials. You could stand here. Look at the camera.
My name is Mwangi Modoga. I'm a retired referee judge. And first of all, I would like to thank God for being here, and also thank the president of the Boxing Federation of Kenya, Mr. Anthony Otieno Jamal, who started this issue of Ndondi mashinani. We are here to train referee and judges so that the Ndondi mashinani can be able to move on, whereby if we need to host a tournament, maybe in Mombasa, any place or any other place in this country, we can have referees and judges at mashinani. So there's no way that boxing will fail in a certain place because there are no officials. And first of all, we want also to train these young people, because most of us are retiring or retired, so that boxing can continue, so that we can be able to uplift the standards of our referee judges to the international level. So for now, we are training them locally at the national level so that they can go on rising to the international level, so that we can be able to have representation at the international level, where we can have our officials officiating in the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, and all Africa Games. So the main issue here is to make sure that we train enough officials, young, energetic officials, who can be able to take over from the people who have retired, and also to be able to have boxing everywhere, because you can't have Ndondi mashinani without having enough officials. So we must train also officials mashinani. So that is our main issue today.
Boxing involves technology in training, so how well is this being adopted by officials across the country?
Through training. We are trying to train them so that even if when they move out of shit in the other countries, they have that confidence to be able to make proper judgments once they are seated in the ringside, because the work of referee and judge is to be fair. So we train them on the way how they can be able to be fair to the boxers, because the main issue here is the boxers. So we have to have enough officials and trained officials so that they can be able to make good judgments at the lower level.
Maybe you could tell us what you look for, you could describe to us what you look for when you're officiating a match.
One thing, what we look for in officiating a match is fairness. Because, these boxers have trained so hard. So when you become unfair as a judge or a referee, you are becoming unfair to that boxer. So wherever you are making decisions, you should be very firm and you should be very fair. What I'm trying to say is that you have to be fair to that boxer, and you have to be fair in your decisions, so that if you are questioned about the decision you made, you can be able to explain what decision you made and why you made that decision. Because there's a lot of decisions in boxing. So the issue here is to be fair. We train them to be fair, mostly to the boxers.
How do you ensure that the boxer inside the ring is safe?
We ensure that the boxer in the ring is safe by, one, the main concern of a referee in the ring is to protect the weaker boxer. So you should avoid whereby a boxer is being punished and you are just watching. So you must be very steady, and so that the other boxer cannot be injured. So safety is very important in boxing. And that's why we normally make they got in the ring. Goes a doctor, whatever.
Well, and that is Anne Mboro, who is our reporter in Mombasa. She's at the Alliance Francais, and she's speaking with Mwangi Mudoga, who is a referee and judge, and is going to be offering training to boxing referee and judges as part of the Ndondi Mashinani program. Let's see if the signal has settled in, and we can get to hear also from the BFK coaches. Person is going to be running the coaching program, Musa Benjamin. Let's just get to listen in from our team in Mombasa.
About the technology, nowadays we used to with computer scoring. So by so doing, we also teach them how to use those gadgets so that they can be able to make the right decisions.
Thank you very much. I'll now be joined by the team coach of the Boxing Federation of Kenya, Bwana Musa Benjamin. Yes. Maybe you could begin by telling us about the whole event here today.
Well, thank you very much. I think this is one of the greatest moves the Federation is making or has made in terms of building capacity, because we have this thing we call the sports triangle, where we have the technical officials and the athletes and the management. So we must build the the capacity of both the technical officials, that is the coaches, and the referee and judges, who happen to be the backbone of our sport, boxing. The coaches are actually the heart and soul of boxing. So such kind of trainings are very, very important, so that we get these coaches who will be now qualified to identify and nurture talent at that young age. The guys, through this Ndondi Mashinani call, who are able to get the boxers, and they get them very raw. We need to have them they need to have the right training so that they can bring up boxers with very good basics and foundations. Without a proper foundation, no house will stand. And that's the biggest problem that we have. We find ourselves having boxers or getting boxers at the national level who have very, very wrong basics. So it becomes very difficult for them to get to the next level with those wrong basics. So such trainings are very, they will really, really get us far as the Ndondi Mashinani is concerned.
So what are the key things a modern coach must know today?
Well, there are two things, very important things, where most of our coaches at this level make very huge mistakes by concentrating on getting our kids, our young athletes, our young boxers. They deal so much in fitness instead of building their basic knowledge. That is getting the fundamentals of the sport of boxing right. That is the most important thing we are insisting on. We want them to learn the three most important scoring criteria. That is getting quality punches on target, techniques, getting the right techniques, being competitive, because those are the criteria, scoring criteria in the international events. So those are the kind of things we are insisting on, or in fact putting on a lot of emphasis on preparations, because for anybody to perform well, they must prepare well as well. So preparations, cardio conditioning, to build to strengthen their heart and lungs, neurological conditioning, we call it the muscle memory. The more you repeat a move, it becomes kind of automatic. Muscle conditioning, preparation for the rigors in the ring. Fighting is not easy. Yes, all your muscles must be well prepared for it. So those are the grounds that we are going to lay a lot of emphasis on. Yes.
So for today's training, maybe you could give us a hint of what they're going to be taught in the training sessions today for the coaches.
Well, for the referee and judges, referees, first and foremost, have major priority is the safety of the athletes in the ring. So that's very important. For the judges, they're the ones who determine the outcomes of the bouts. So they need to know what the scoring punches are, how to score the different bouts, the different styles that boxers apply there. The referees also must be in a position to identify so that we get, at the end of the day, the right boxers, say for the national team, who can go out there and represent us effectively. So it's very important for the referee and judges. These are kind of trainings, and this is to bring them to the level where now they can be able to take the international certification courses, Star 1 to Star 3. Now also enabling them to represent the country and as well officiating those international championships like the World Championships, Continental Championships, and the Olympic Games. Yes.
Are we seeing women embracing the sport?
Oh yes, I've seen quite a big number of women, especially as referee and judges, and for coaching courses, which is very good because we also have very many young girls now coming out to.
Well,
next and stuff.
That is Musa Benjamin, who is the treasurer of Boxing Federation of Kenya and also the head coach of the national team, the hit squad, speaking with Anburu, and it is about Ndondi Mashinani, where Alliance Francais is supporting the Mombasa boxing. And also happening right now is that the Interior National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen is officially opening the Eastern and Southern African Commission on Drugs, and this is a fourth high-level consultative meeting. So we can go over to the Radisson Blu where that event is happening.